Life has a peculiar way of teaching lessons. For years, Clara had relied on others, friends, family, mentors, and even strangers, hoping that someone, somehow, would always have her back. But as time passed, she began to realize that no one could be counted on to the extent she had once believed. The truth was staring her right in the face. To succeed, to grow, to stand tall, Clara needed to stop relying on anyone but herself. The realization hit her during the summer of her senior year in college. Clara had always been one of those people who found comfort in leaning on others. If there was a problem, she'd reach out. If she needed motivation, she'd turn to a friend. And when life got overwhelming, her family was always there to catch her. But as she stared at the empty dorm room that summer, with no one around to help, she knew something had to change. She was alone, truly alone for the first time in a long while. She had been given an opportunity, a summer internship at a prestigious marketing agency that could launch her career. But Clara hesitated. The weight of self-doubt was heavier than she expected. Could she really do this without leaning on anyone? Could she handle the pressure, the fast-paced environment, and the responsibility? It felt like a mountain of uncertainty, and Clara was stuck at the base, staring up at it, unsure whether she should even try to climb. It was the night before her first day at the internship. Clara had spent hours poring over the company's website, studying the latest trends in marketing, and reading up on the industry's top strategies. But no matter how much she tried, her nerves didn't subside. She was still uncertain. She wanted to call her best friend, Liz, to talk it through, to get a little reassurance. But then Clara realized something. Liz had her own life, her own problems. She was halfway across the country, starting a new job herself. She wasn't going to be there to hold her hand. Clara put her phone down. There was no one to rely on but her. The next morning, Clara dressed in her best professional attire, adjusted her tie, and took a deep breath. The first step was always the hardest. She walked to the subway station, feeling a knot in her stomach. What if she messed up? What if she couldn't keep up with the others? But then, she remembered what she had learned from countless self-help books and motivational podcasts. It's in these moments of discomfort that we grow. When Clara arrived at the agency, the building's towering glass walls mirrored her own unease. She was just another intern, another face in a crowd of eager college students hoping to make a name for themselves. But this time, Clara wasn't just trying to fit in. She was there to prove something to herself. No one else could carry her success for her. She had to stand on her own 2 feet. The first few weeks were grueling. Clara had been assigned to a team that worked on a high-profile campaign, and the pressure was intense. Every day felt like a challenge. Her colleagues were sharp, quick, and confident, and Clara often found herself struggling to keep up with their pace. There were moments when she considered texting Liz, asking for advice. She could almost hear her voice in her head, telling her to trust herself, that she had what it took. But then, something inside Clara shifted. She realized that she didn't need Liz to tell her that. She needed to tell herself. Instead of looking outward for validation, Clara began to look inward. She spent hours refining her ideas, brainstorming creative solutions, and staying up late to polish her presentations. Slowly but surely, she gained the confidence to share her thoughts with the team. She was nervous at first, but the more she spoke up, the more her voice became a part of the conversation. It felt good to be seen, to be heard, and most importantly, to know that her ideas were valid, even if they weren't always perfect. But with Hardwick, Clara became confident and started doing work with team confidently that IT was the last of internship, and Clara had learned the self-belief, and in airplane she realized that depend on yourself and not become a burden on others. From that day, Clara spent her life only trusting on herself, not others.